The Little Lost Sock, a story by Tom Roberts.
Once upon a time, in a place called Lost and Found, the abandoned and the broken were gathered from all around.
I must admit, while writing this story, I did have the kids at the Children's Home Society in mind. Little lost souls who oftentimes come from a world filled with tragic circumstances where the people around them are oftentimes just as adrift as the kids themselves. But since writing it, I've come to realize that there are others who also fit this description. In fact, I would imagine there are many of us who at one time or another in our lives have experienced an episode where we feel a little lost and in need of a good friend.
But there among the jumble near a toy wooden block is the subject of the story, a little scarlet sock.
Well, each year, Children's Home Society serves about 2,000 kids from all across South Dakota through its residential treatment and education programs, forensic interview and examination centers, its emergency shelter for battered women and children at Children's Inn, and its foster care and adoption services, helping kids who struggle with emotional and behavioral issues, often due to abuse and neglect. Well, many years ago, I was first introduced to Children's Home Society by being a volunteer, playing Santa Claus at a Christmas party for the kids. And I must say that left quite an impression on me. So years later, when my wife Tammy and I were considering publishing my first story, It Was the Night Before Christ, we immediately decided that we wanted to make our story a mission project to help those kids. And so we did. And the success of that project led to the publishing of my second story, Santa's Prayer. Since that time, with the help of many friends, churches, schools, organizations, and businesses all across the state, we have to date sold about 30,000 copies and raised over $500,000 to help those kids. It is my hope that my third story, The Little Lost Sock, will also be successful in raising not only much needed funds to help the kids, but also to raise awareness of the mission of the Children's Home Society.
The little sock felt worthless, so empty and defeated. But then it prayed for guidance, which of course it dearly needed.
Well, I, for one, am very grateful to all the Christian friends in my life who have helped me when I've struggled. Friends who were there to listen without judgment and provide reassurance that I was loved. Friends who remind me that I have it in me to be better. Friends who remind me that God cares and that with a little faith and prayer and effort, a positive difference can be made.
It just goes to show that with a true friend around and lots of prayer and faith, the lost can be found.
My stories are intended for the child within us all. Whether you're 3 or 103, there is a message that I hope will touch the heart and serve as a gentle reminder of what Christmas is really about. It is always so gratifying for me to hear how so many people have made the reading of my stories a family tradition at Christmas time. I do hope that tradition continues.
Because of generous sponsor support, 100% of the sales from The Little Lost Sock go to help the kids at Children's Home Society. For a complete list of retailers and events, or to order online, go to www.chssd.org.